What's going on, wrestling fans? It is I, Steve, and welcome to 10 Count right here on Wrestling News Co. On today's edition, I'm talking to the man who could speak miles and tracks around of all of us. It's Jake the Snake Roberts. How are you doing today?
It's a wonderful day in Georgia. It's a wonderful day for me.
Man, that is good to hear because I see you got your AEW shirt on as well. And recently in AEW, unfortunately, Sting has announced his retirement next year in
Yeah.
2024. He's going to step away from the ring. Now, you've had experience with him in WCW, spin the wheel, make the deal. So let's talk about Sting for just a brief moment. How do you feel about his career? Because obviously he was involved with yours in such a big way in WCW. Him retiring, man, it's a sad day.
It is for wrestling fans. He stretched it out a long time. He's got more miles in than I did. But there comes a time when you know it's time, and I think he knows what he's doing. He's weathered a lot of storms, and I think he's come to that place he feels comfortable in getting away from it. And rightfully so. If he feels like it, it's up to him.
Of course, and him leaping off ladders through tables and him having such a
Yeah.
long career. I can't. I wake up and my back hurts from laying the wrong way, and he's leaping off ladders through tables. Like, how do you think he's handling this work schedule of working sometimes, but just stepping away as well?
Your body lets you know. Sometimes it's the positive things, but sometimes it can be negative. But going through tables and stuff, I just don't get it. But he did it, and now it's on him.
So, have you never gone through a table before in your entire
Hell
life?
no. Hell
No.
no. Hell
Oh
no.
no, no, no! No one ever tried to convince you?
Nope.
Wow, good for them. Good for them. Strong-willed. Though, before we jump into some more questions about your career, I want to talk about something. Have you been to so many strange places in the entire world for professional wrestling? What is the strangest place you've ever wrestled?
Hmm. On top of a department store in Tokyo.
Oh my God.
We were
Explain
about
more.
uh, we were about 25 floors up. So it was pretty odd. And to make it even crazier, there was only like 12 people there
Oh,
for a whole wrestling show. And then at the end of it, I found out that the owner of the building had requested a show for himself and family, and he paid for it. So they did it.
hey, you got paid, right?
I damn sure did.
Wow, that is a pretty weird story. I've been hearing some weird ones lately. I've been asking this question recently, and there's been some very doozies out there. But you're
Oh,
winning the
yeah.
race. You're winning the race on strangest places ever wrestled.
Well, I've got one more.
Oh, good.
Uh, it was in a cockfighting compound.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah, you literally, whenever you came up on this place, it was out in the sticks, down in the holler, and when you come up on it, there was a large crow's nest with automatic weapons in them.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was well guarded, well guarded.
Wow. Do you remember who you wrestled?
No, I don't. I don't.
Now, all right, I thought your store 20 feet floors up was pretty bad, but strange. This though, this
Yeah,
I think.
cockfighting is pretty crazy shit, man, and it was really weird because in intermission they raffled off a shotgun, you know, and shells, you know.
Well, you gotta have the shells.
Yeah, it was like, okay, there's a guy sitting in ringside with a loaded shotgun. That's good.
Uh, Hopefully, he enjoyed your work.
Yeah, glad I was a baby face.
Wow. All right. I think you've won. I think you've won the strangest place award here because I've heard some doozies lately, but that a guy with a shotgun sitting front row after winning it seems like a red flag to me. Though throughout your career, obviously injuries are part of professional wrestling. What is your
Yeah.
worst injury? Was it that time Honky Tonk Man hit you with that guitar?
Yeah, that was my worst injury.
Really?
Definitely.
And
Damn near killed me.
so the story goes like, we got I guess a guitar that was hollowed out and not a guitar hollowed out. So he hit you with a real guitar.
Yeah. Yeah, a solid one.
What does that feel like?
Nearly killed me, man. It was my body went into shock immediately, and I just kind of floated around in a daze. I was still able to get up, move, but I was in a daze the whole time because my body went into shock when I got hit. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Because you see that video of you being hit in the back of the head on the snake pit, and
yeah,
you go down, but you see your legs kind of getting its bearings a little bit, trying to get going. But
right.
being hit in the back of the head with a guitar, I can't imagine being that great. And of course, the story would be is you were pulling out pieces of that guitar for weeks after this. Is this true?
Oh yeah, fiberglass. Because the guitar was a half-inch thick, but it had fiberglass on top of that. So yeah, and
Uh,
fiberglass you can't see, but you can feel it.
did Honky Tonk Man ever apologize over this?
Nope,
Really?
nope.
And how did you feel about that?
Really, you need to ask me about that.
I'm just curious. I'd be pissed.
There you go.
The fact that and then obviously that injury caused a whole different slew of problems for you as time goes on.
Yeah,
And so
dude.
really like that
Sure
moment
did.
is the beginning of a lot of things though. And then it seemed like there were plans for you to become Intercontinental Champion maybe, and then maybe this injury has took that away from you a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. It took a lot away from me.
Man.
It took a great deal away from me.
Now, now, with an injury like that, though, after you're injured, mentally, how are you feeling about that? Because obviously your body's telling you one thing, but is your mind saying like, can I continue doing this for a living?
Yeah, exactly. My mindset was to continue. I did. I wrestled for a year and a half with that injury, which was foolish because during that year and a half, I was doing things to alleviate the pain, which wasn't a good thing, And I became addicted to pain pills, and things just got worse.
Man, that one moment changed everything. It seems like from that injury.
Oh yeah, yeah. It changed the direction my life was going for sure.
Man. And then, of course, I know in house shows you did compete against Hulk Hogan a few different times, but there was never an on-screen storyline between you
No.
two, bad guy, good guy, good guy, bad guy. Why wasn't that ever the case? I know Survivor Series is a story about you having this giant snake and he wanted to carry it too, but he got a little scared of it. But yet, why didn't this ever happen for wrestling fans? Because I know we all needed it and wanted it.
Mm-hmm. Well, it did happen. It was filmed in Tucson, Arizona, and we did it on a snake pit. And but the crowd wouldn't cooperate. Yeah, one time the wrestling fans I hated because after I DDT'd him on the set, we went back to the back to hear him come up to his feet, and rip his shirt off and beat his chest and come looking for Jake the Snake. But instead of that happening, he came to his feet, beat his chest, but the people started chanting DDT, DDT. And Vince said, we can't have that. So therefore, it was nixed. We actually showed that in two markets, one market being Providence, Rhode Island, and the other one being Montreal. And we sold out both places. But the fans were split 50-50. And Vince couldn't have that.
Wow.
It messes with the marketing. So They ixnayed it, put it in the can, whatever.
Interesting because around that time though, it seemed like it was like a baby face was going to be world champion, and then maybe later on in 1982 when Ric Flair finally became champion. But at the same time, like you obviously have as a bad guy, you had incredible heat. People hated you. They wanted to see you get beat up. But then you give the main guy your move that everyone loves and adores, and suddenly it's like a flip. Is there a conversation at that point going, okay, Jake, we need to change something up here. We need to make you into more of a babyface role because
Yeah,
people people are clearly want to cheer you.
yeah. Well, what happened was is they went ahead and flipped it with the honky tonk thing,
Uh,
and from there it sucked, man, because I was put into the position of wrestling a heel and getting him ready for Hogan, which basically meant me going out and getting beat. And that's what I did for the next several years.
Million Dollar
Was,
Man is one example is too,
yeah,
right?
I got a bunch of guys ready for it.
Now, did you take pride in that, or that was just it kind of like chapped your ass a little bit, going,
Well,
well, what about me?
I took pride anytime I got in the ring. I'm not going to go in there and give a bad match because I don't feel good about what's going on. That's not up for me to decide. My job is to go out and put on a damn performance, man.
Right. This is true. One of my favorite performances from you, though, is you and Ultimate Warrior, you showing Ultimate Warrior the dark side and how to be the
Yeah,
Undertaker. Those are my favorite things in the world. But also, those are airing at like 10 in the morning in my market. So I'm watching these, seeing like, wow, Jake, this is really getting dark here. Jake and Warrior and the Snakes. This is for a children's program at 10 in the morning. And yet here you are turning heel and throwing Warrior into a bunch of snakes, and the Cobra pops up, is gonna get him. This, are you aware what time this is airing in the morning for children? Because this is dark shit, man.
nope. Nope, I had no idea.
Oh my God.
The bad thing about it is it never happened.
Yeah.
Warrior got fired.
As we talk more, it feels like the random instances, other people's problems end up becoming your problem somehow.
Yep. Yeah, I got the rug pulled out from under me there for sure.
So when you're filming these vignettes with Warrior, though, what is his demeanor? What is he like? Because all I hear are stories, and they're not very good about him. But you were there,
Yeah,
and you're filming all these vignettes about snakes and dark side and getting in caskets. Like, what's his thought process?
non-existent. He was a total ass. Fucking
Yeah.
total ass.
So
I just had to get through it.
right, but when you have a coworker and you're coming to work every day, you'd think this person's going to cooperate a little bit. Like he's not
Yeah.
cooperating at all.
No. No, he does what he wants to do. He'd yell and scream, stomp his feet, behave like a 10-year-old.
Wow. Again, you think you're an asshole at work, that you would work along with some people sometimes, but it does not sound
Yeah.
like he's someone that you want to work with.
Nope. Nope.
God damn, man. With the King Cobra getting him in the face is hilarious because I love it so much. But then the real time with the Macho Man, we talked about this before in our a previous interview we've done before, which you told me you slapped the King Cobra and then it bit
Yeah.
Macho Man in the arm, which is cruel
Yeah.
but hilarious.
Yeah.
We brought up Warrior. He was not pleased to be working with you, I guess. But Macho Man, if he's letting you have a King Cobra bite him and slapping Miss Elizabeth, he must trust you. He must like you a little bit, right?
Yeah. Yeah. He trusts me.
Was he a nice person backstage to you as well?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Except when he demanded the snake bite me first.
Yes. That's a very good story. Was there ever
Yeah.
though a build to that match, that storyline, go to WrestleMania? I know you had the moments on Saturday night's main event. You had
Yeah.
Tuesday in Texas, Survivor Series, but you never went to WrestleMania because eventually you do leave the company. But was there a plan to head to that on a big payday?
Well, if I'd done that, I'd still been at the company.
So
But when they when they pull the rug on that one too, it just really fucking frustrated me. You know, really frustrated me.
And so how did the rug get pulled out? They switched Macho Man to Ric Flair or Hulk Hogan?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Man,
Randy was getting too much heat at home from his in-laws. They were going fucking psychotic over what I did to Elizabeth,
wow.
and so they had to kibosh the thing and get it off the air.
Wow.
Yeah, great, huh?
This is insane. It seems like everyone complains and then you have to pick up the pieces every time. At least
Yeah,
from your career, what we're talking about from Hogan realizing that, oh, wait, they're going to cheer Jake over me, Warrior, Macho Man, like these three. So where are you? Let's just talk about like political power here. Do you,
yeah,
these three clearly are using their political power to get what they want based on
yeah.
outside influences. Is there a game that you're playing as well for political power? Because it seems like these people are
No,
pulling shit on you, but are you able to do the
yeah.
same?
I wasn't doing the same. I don't play that game. Probably one of my biggest mistakes was not being a part of the office.
Mm.
Not going in and hobnobbing and kissing ass and sucking dick or whatever you got to do. I'm not sure about the second one.
You never
But
know. You
yeah, you never know.
know. Sometimes you gotta do something. Let's talk about something that I maybe you enjoyed more. Rick the Modern Martel, that
Oh yeah,
contact that you had in your eye. Did you wear that to like the grocery store? Did you go
yeah, man.
everywhere with that?
Yeah, yeah, I did.
Oh,
You know, that was my idea too.
the,
Fucking
being so
stupid.
the arrogance spraying you in the eye and then going to the grocery store. And the thing is, like in today's world, we all have a phone that has a camera on it. We can easily, oh, there's Jake at the grocery store. You can't see. But you're doing this based on a few people might see you in town and you want to
Right,
keep the allure going. That is dedication. So
right.
what's give me the example of what are you seeing through that contact? It's just normal. You can see everything's fine.
Nothing, nothing,
Nothing.
nothing. Just a blur. Yeah, I was blind.
That is an incredible
Yeah, it
recovery as
sucked.
well.
It sucked, but I did it.
But you said you came up with it too, right?
Yeah, yeah. For the love of the business, I did it.
Well, we thank you for that because it gave us that WrestleMania 7 blindfold match that has the crowd going crazy as you just all you have to do is point. All you have to do is point,
Yeah,
and everyone was
yeah.
going ballistic. I see random criticism of that match, and I'm like, fan participation in that event, that match owns the crowd.
Oh yeah. Nobody's done it better.
No. And and so obviously I'm imagining you can see through those cloths on your head.
Oh yeah, quite well.
How clear?
Very clear.
Okay. Because it's like, you don't want to be wrestling someone blind.
No,
It could end up pretty bad. Though, whose idea was it to kill Damien and have Earthquake squash him and then make him into Quake burgers and feed him to people?
that was Vince's idea.
Why?
Why not?
Why kill Damien though? That was like your best friend.
Yeah, I know. Let's get some heat.
They could have just
Piss people
squashed
off.
you. They could have just beat you up.
Yeah, they should have. They did.
But like again, they didn't kill Frankie the bird, Kokobue's bird. They didn't kill Matilda, the British
No,
Bulldog's dog. They didn't
no,
do that. They didn't kill Ricky the Dragon Steamboat's baby alligator. But they
no.
killed Damien. It was
Yeah.
sad for all of us at home watching this because it's not just like, oh, he's sick, he died. No, no, no. He was squashed to death.
He was squashed.
Did you care? Did you feel anything? Did you want this to continue? Because obviously you have more snakes as time goes on, but like that
Yeah.
was your, I guess, manager. Like that was your partner.
It didn't bother me. I just had to react to it. You know,
Mm,
it just gave me something to react to.
I don't know. I'd be a little sad, man. My poor pet being made into
Oh God, no.
burgers.
Not as many times as that son of a bitch bit me. No, it doesn't bother me a damn bit.
You're like, squash him again, Earthquake. Just do it.
Yeah,
Oh my God, Jake, you're killing me. You're killing me. You're probably one of the smartest wrestlers that ever existed because the 1992 Royal Rumble, you come in the ring and Ric Flair's fighting someone in the corner. You just look at him, and instead of being a common wrestler walking in the ring, like, I'm going to get involved this with too, you just sat in the corner. You said, I'm good. You sat down and you lay in the corner. Like, again, is
yeah.
this spontaneous? Are these planned out maneuvers of yourself, or you see a
No,
situation and you react?
spontaneous.
That's is that your brilliance as well? Every time your promos are coming out of your
Yeah.
mouth, I'm imagining you have to. Are you sitting down writing something first and then just spitting it out?
I write little bits of pieces, maybe 10 words. And then I just go from that.
That's a talent. That's a true brilliance. Were you always well
Yeah, it's a
spoken as a
blessing.
child as well?
Yeah, it's a true blessing.
Because again, everyone, when you look at wrestling promos, it's always the yelling and the screaming. It was more
Yeah,
of a, I have to get closer to my TV to hear what you were whispering to me. And I was always like, this dude's going to kill somebody because he's talking so calmly about hurting people.
yeah.
Is that like
That's what I wanted.
that's what so you want a conscious effort for people to be like, I don't know if I can trust this man, but I think I can.
Yeah.
Brilliant, man.
Always doubt. There's always doubt involved.
That's a brilliant move on your half though, because again, you'll forever go down as one of the top wrestlers who can cut promos because of that reason of you're not yelling, you're just whispering. So was there so did anyone ever come up to you, obviously as the years have gone on, people must have come up to you and been like, hey, can you teach me what you know about cutting promos?
Yeah, and I've tried to teach guys.
And is it harder to teach than to just do it spontaneously like yourself?
It's a lot harder to teach than to do it myself. I'll say that.
Yeah. And
I don't have a problem cutting an interview at any time. It's just something I've been gifted with, and I've tried to take care of.
well, you've done a great job. And we everyone talks about finishers being overused or overdone. The DDT, one of the greatest finishers of all time, has turned into just a move.
Yeah,
What are your thoughts on that? I imagine you've said this a million times already, but I imagine you're not too pleased.
no, it doesn't please me. I think it's a waste of a great move. Um, but there's a lot of great moves that are being wasted today. Not just the DDT, but uh, having said that, I hope the hell they keep using it because every time they use it, it just brings my name back into the situation. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing in the days of everything online. You get your name said, man. That's all you need.
It's true.
That's all
And
you
you
need.
you and it's so sad when you don't see yourself on AEW with Lance Archer because I know that was a great combo more
Yeah,
so. And so why don't we see you more on AEW TV?
I think you will.
Oh,
I think waiting for the right time.
because it's again, you're an asset. You have, for instance, recently, Edge, Adam Copeland left the WWE. His contract ended. Then he signed with AEW. It's a
Mm-hmm.
huge signing for him and AEW in general because this is just like a wow. Like you have a mega
Yeah,
star that everyone has known for 20 something years now in AEW. What do you think his potential is? Do you see him becoming AEW World Champion within the year?
I sure. Yeah, that'll happen.
I I hope so. I think he's a top fiver. Yeah, he's a Mount Rushmore. If you talk about wrestling Mount Rushmores, I think Edge, Adam Copeland is on that list, depending on what you consider to be, your Mount Rushmore. Do you have a Mount Rushmore?
No,
No.
no.
Wow. You
There's
don't?
only one. There's only one on my Mount Rushmore.
Is it Damien?
It's me.
Is it not Damien all squishing a bag, crying after
Yeah, that's it. There's
after
juice
Earth?
running out of the bag. Everything.
She's running out of the bag.
Yeah.
A couple more questions though. go back to January 6th, 2014. You were invited back to Monday Night Raw. It was like old school Raw, the Shield's in the ring, and Jon Moxley, at the time, Dean Ambrose, he got beaten down, and you got to put the snake on him. And you see his face, and he's smiling, and he's laughing. He's having a blast. Did he volunteer?
Yeah,
Did he come up to you and say, I want to do this?
he's laughing because CM Punk told him the snake shit on him, but he didn't.
Oh, my God. Did not know that story.
Yeah.
I just assumed he was having the time of his life, having one of the legends of Jake the Snake Roberts drop a snake on him, but apparently it involves a dookie.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Jake! Jake, you are a piece of work, and I love it so much. I love your stories. One final thing though, when you're done here on Earth, what do you want wrestling fans to remember you for?
For the help that I gave to those needing help. Addiction was a big part of my life, and I'll always be an addict. But today I'm doing great, and I look for nothing less than doing great. But there's a lot of people out there struggling, and I just keep trying to reach them and trying to help them. There's been quite a few come to me for help, and we've been very successful. So, yeah, I want to be remembered as a man,
Wow.
that gave as much as he got.
I think we'll always remember Jake the Snake Roberts and all the highlights of King Cobra's biting Macho Man and DDTing the hell out of Ricky Steamboat on the outside of the ring, wearing a contact when no one is in that grocery store with a camera, but you were dedicated to the cause, my friend. And I have to say, that is amazing, because you'd even hear back in the day of good guys and bad guys weren't allowed to drive together. And here you are at the grocery store, blinded, being like, yeah, that asshole, Rick the Model Martel, that arrogance, he got me good, that asshole. Dude, I love it so much, and I love you so much too, Jake. I want to say it has been a pleasure and an honor once again. When people talk about unicorn interviews, it is Jake the Snake Roberts is my unicorn. I never thought this would happen. Now I've done it twice, so I can go live a happy life. And I just want to say, again, thank you for everything you've done. I respect you. It's been an honor. It's been a privilege. And I want to say it's been a great day. And Jake the Snake Roberts, you have anything you want to plug? Your podcast, any of your upcoming tours
man.
as well?
You got to catch the podcast, and just look for me. I'm out there. If you want to find me, you can find me.
The Snake Pit, right?
And Cheryl says hello to all the fans.
Oh, well, hello as well, Cheryl. Thank you so much. If no one knows, we had some technical issues before we started, and we got on that phone, and we made sure we got this going because the world needs to hear. It was.
We did.
I didn't know what was going to happen, Jake. I'll be honest. I did not know if we were going to make it, but we did it. So I'm happy. You're happy. We're all happy. I hear Cheryl laughing in the background. Cheryl, don't be laughing at me. No, I'm just kidding. There she is. Hello.
Hey, I'm glad we got this working. So have a great day.
By the way, I am jealous of your hair. You had some nice flowing hair, Cheryl.
Oh, thank you. Oh, I thought you were talking about me.
Jake, come on. Let's come on. But I gotta say, it's been a privilege and an honor. I've been Steve Hall. He's Jake the Snake. Have a wonderful. Oh, there it is again. Show it off.
There we go.
What? Didn't see that one coming. What'd you do today, Steve? Oh, I woke up, interviewed Jake the Snake, and he got some hair put on his head. Didn't see that one coming. Where's Bruce of our beefcake when we need him? But thank you so much for being here on Tank Count. I'm Steve Fall. He's Jake the Snake. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.